Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Wicked Good Show. Back from like a 2 or 3 week hiatus. Totally unplanned, but here we are. We're back, baby. What's up, Brian?
Not too much. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, we haven't been on since we did Zombieland, which what was that, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, something. So, I think it was
feels good to be back.
October 16th when we recorded last.
We got blindsided by these movies that they said were coming out and mass release, not coming out.
Right. Yeah, we thought The Lighthouse and Jojo Rabbit were going to come out the next week, and we were like, okay, this is perfect, and then they did not. But we have seen them now.
Yes, you've seen Lighthouse. I still have not seen Lighthouse.
Right. So, but we have seen Jojo Rabbit, which is what we're covering today.
Sure is. I think Jojo Rabbit between the two is probably what I was more looking forward to, and it didn't disappoint. Well, and we'll get into that in a little while. But Brian, how you been since we last talked?
I've been good. I've been busy recording, editing, all that fun stuff. We've had a couple episodes of the Buffy podcast come out, Better Radio, and hey guys, we got a special treat on the next episode of Better Radio, don't we, Dylan?
We sure do.
Do you want to tell them what it is?
Oh yes, I will be on Better Radio.
Hell yeah! It's a crossover episode of Better Radio and Wicked Good Show, so that's going to be really exciting. You guys aren't going to want to miss that. And how have you been?
I've been good. I've seen some movies not at the theaters. I've just been hanging out. I think we kind of maybe that layoff was kind of nice for us though, because pretty much starting today we have a very hectic next 2 months.
Yeah, AMC A-List is going to pay for itself.
Pretty much, yeah. So like today we're doing Jojo Rabbit. I'm also going to talk about The King real quick, which is on Netflix, starring my boy Timothée Chalamet. Yeah, because we're recording on Saturday. Tomorrow on Sunday, I'm going to be heading down to you. We're going to be doing Better Radio. Monday or Tuesday, you and Ben are going to be talking about Rick and Morty, which airs tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Tuesday's the big day. Tuesday's the day that Disney Plus goes live. And we are going to be talking about The Mandalorian, which will also be airing on Tuesday. I think we're going to record that Tuesday night.
Right.
Hopefully,
barring any disaster with Disney Plus not working because so many people are trying to sign up or anything like that, we should be good to go for that. I'm so excited for The Mandalorian, man.
Same here. I didn't realize. So I'm a house full of Amazon Fire Sticks. Like I have 2 TVs that have the Amazon Fire TV built into it, and then in my 2 other rooms that have TVs in it, they have Fire Sticks. And I didn't realize until shout out Brian Wong, talking to Brian Wong about it, that Disney Plus and Amazon had not reached a deal yet on Disney Plus being able to go to the Fire Stick.
I didn't know that either.
Literally yesterday, I saw a story saying that they had finally reached a deal.
Okay.
So it'll be live. So I'm good. Yeah. Mandalorian. It's actually we're technically going to be double dipping this week because there's a Mandalorian episode on Tuesday, and then there's going to be another one on Friday.
Right. So there's going to be like we had 2 weeks off, and then there's going to be like 3 versions of Wicked Good Show plus a bonus Rick and Morty version of Wicked Good Show, all out within like a week's time.
Yeah. This podcast is going to end up dropping like three or 4 episodes in 1 week.
I sometimes think like, if there's someone out there who just hates me and hates listening to me talking, this channel is their own personal nightmare.
Yes, I mean, who cares? It's free, Brian.
Right.
The amount of work you put into this channel, you're our hero.
Oh, hey, I appreciate it. I love doing it, man.
We should mention you're not paid. If anything, you're losing money with all this.
Oh yeah, no, I'm out. I'm out a lot of money at this point, but I do it for the love of television and movies, and for making cool stuff with my friends.
Correct. Yeah, that's nothing cooler than being able to talk movies with my pal once a week. It's one of my favorite things.
Oh, me too.
And also we choose not to take ads. You know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazon tried to advertise us. We said no. We don't take ads. This is 100% ad free.
Right.
Until that changes. Until we decide.
Until we decide to take them.
For now, for the listeners, we're deciding no ads. But no, yeah, I'm excited. This is really exciting. I'm really excited for Mandalorian. I had another realization right before we came on that Taika Waititi is actually directing the finale of The Mandalorian.
What? Holy shit!
Yes.
I did not know that. That's incredibly exciting.
not only is he voicing a droid in the show, he's also directing the finale. This show, the cast is like such a random mismatch of just fucking. You got Carl Weathers, you got Bill Burr. Like Bill Burr is obviously the biggest standout
Right.
there. You have Pedro Pascal. That's the right one, right? Pedro Pascal from Game of Thrones, who's playing. I don't know if I haven't really looked at the IMDb. I don't know if the Mandalorian has an exact name, or that he's just.
I think it's just the Mandalorian on IMDb right now.
Yeah, and then I had read something else this week that in the very first episode they're revealing a massive spoiler to the rest of like the universe.
Oh, okay.
Some of the theories is that they're maybe going to either confirm that Boba Fett's dead or alive at first, which I wouldn't really call that a cop out, but maybe it's more of like a hey, like stop asking Boba Fett's going to be in this, but we'll see. I mean, another thing I realized this week is that I did a lot of digging with The Mandalorian. Is that the week that Star Wars the movie comes out, the episode of Mandalorian actually drops on a Wednesday rather than the normal Friday it'll be airing on.
That makes sense. You want to hype up, you know.
But I kind of wonder, in my speculative mind, that I wonder if that episode will in any way, shape, or form be tied into the movie.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think at least there'll be references to the show.
Because I think the timeline, after that we're in right now is either right immediately after or a few years after Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, big excited. I mean, I guess not really spoilers because there's no confirmations to this at all. But some of the theories I read on Reddit too is that because they showed the ship Ghost in the trailer for the Rise of Skywalker, that they're maybe going to be pulling in live action characters for Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yes, so that's another theory of what the big spoiler would be. So I don't know, but I'm really excited. Disney Plus. It's crazy that it's already here because I feel like we were sitting in the same spot last year talking about it.
Right.
And I'm really excited. It's good for us. It's good for people who just like watching Star Wars shit. I'm really excited.
Yeah, and it's interesting too. This week, I think Kevin Feige himself announced that WandaVision Loki and WandaVision will both heavily play into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yep.
So where you need to watch those two shows to understand some stuff, which is an interesting tactic. What do you think about that?
I think they probably need. This is actually the first I saw that, but I mean it's cool. I think they probably needed to shake up to their regular formula what they had going on now that they've lost Captain America and Iron Man.
Right.
And I don't. If anything, I would say the interest in Marvel is at an all-time high. I wouldn't say it's dropped off at all with them exiting the series.
Right.
But no, that's great. I think at least one of those is slated for next year. Mm-hmm. I know they just started filming the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Right.
No, it's great. I mean, we're paying for it, so it's other than paying the fee for Disney Plus, it's going to be free to us. Mm-hmm. But the more shows, the better, in my opinion. It's Marvel. It's helmed by Kevin Feige. I would be surprised if maybe they're not the greatest thing ever, but I'd be surprised if they stunk.
Right.
And it's different, and I'm here for it, especially if they're now officially tying into the movies, which things like Daredevil and Jessica Jones did not. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it as well. I mean, Disney has all the money in the world right now. They can put together the team to make these shows great.
Yep,
you know.
Correct.
And so I'm looking forward to it.
I never really had watched Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I never really interested me as much, even after. I think their first big one was that it had tied in with like the post Avengers, the first movie world, and I guess it never really intrigued me. But like stuff like WandaVision and the Loki show and all that do, obviously because it's characters we know. So yeah,
I also remember thinking like I think it was during the first season of that. The Winter Soldier came out, and I was like, there's no S.H.I.E.L.D. now. How are they going to keep doing this show?
I think that was like the first big twist, is because Winter Soldier came out, and then there's obviously that twist of Winter Soldier, that S.H.I.E.L.D. was actually infiltrated by Hydra, and then it's I guess I wouldn't know. I didn't watch the show.
Yeah, it was like I was intrigued, but not intrigued enough to actually watch the show.
Correct. That seems like a show. Shout out Brian Wong again for the third time this episode. That seems like a show Brian Wong watched. Yeah, so yeah, Disney Plus, Marvel, Star Wars, we're here for it. We don't really have to dive too much more into it because that's all we're going to be talking about for the next 2 months.
I know, for
So
real though.
to kind of move on to, I'm actually going to throw a little bit of a boomerang at you.
Okay.
Something I forgot to mention in our pre-show discussion, but another trailer came out since we last recorded, and that was the full-length trailer for The Witcher.
Yes. Very
And
good.
it looks very, very good. I'm hoping I get to see some of those Henry Cavill cheeks when he gets out of the bathtub in the series.
100%.
But yeah, he's in the bathtub. This is in fact Witcher. It looks awesome. That comes out the same weekend as Star Wars. So I don't know, man. Maybe but just throw one more show into the recap machine. I don't actually. That would be a binge show. So maybe we can do like a series wrap or a season wrap up because I'm actually really excited for that. I think that if The Mandalorian didn't look so fucking good, I'd probably put that ahead of The Mandalorian just because of how big of a fan of the Witcher 3 video game I was.
Right.
But Cable, baby. Oh, man. He looks good. He looks jacked. He looks ripped.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like the first time we talked about it when they first released like a teaser or the first pictures, it was like, how does he look more jacked than he did when he was Superman? I don't understand.
Yeah, that was the thing. Geralt is like Jack ripped. He's like lean ripped, but he still has like insane muscle mass.
Right.
But this show as a whole looks really good. It looks like the budget's there. I know a lot of people aren't. I'm buying in the Cavill as Geralt. The rest of the cast is kind of up in the air for me, but I'm really liking it. I think there's a lot of potential for that show, and especially if it's based on the books, not the video games, or whatever that matters. And so I'm hoping. One, the CGI I think will have to be there for the monsters, which based on the trailer, it seems like it is. But I'm really excited. I obviously won't know until we talk about it, but the Witcher looks great, and I'm so glad it's coming out in 2019.
I know, and I know it's like based on the books, but I mean, come on, that scene of him in the bath is a very iconic part from like the game. I know PC Gamer in maybe every single article they ever ran about The Witcher 3 included that to the point where CD Projekt Red gave them a statue of him in the bathtub.
I didn't know that. That's
so
funny.
I'm sure they were absolutely thrilled with this scene included in the trailer.
I'm here for it. Like I said, give me some of those Cavill cheeks, just a behind shot. So,
Right.
yes, that's talking about Henry Cavill's ass.
Yes, that's the spinoff of Wicked Good Show.
And then onto our weekly showly discussion of the Batman. There's been some incredibly big news since we last talked. So I don't remember if Paul Dano had officially been cast when we last discussed this, but since we've last recorded, we've had Paul Dano officially be cast as Edward. They're calling him Edward Nashton rather than Edward Nigma. Edward Nashton / the Riddler. As well as Jeffrey Wright has officially been cast as Commissioner Gordon.
Right.
This movie, baby, Rob Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Paul Dano, and I'll actually talk about Rob Pattinson in a minute. And Jeffrey Wright official, and then now is when we get into the rumored. So Colin Farrell is now rumored for Oswald Cobblepot / the Penguin, which it's such like a casting I didn't even remotely think of, but I like it a lot, especially if they don't really go with much more of like the disfigured Penguin, but more of like the maybe Cockney. He goes by like the name the Penguin, but he doesn't really look like a penguin.
Right.
The Arkham games sort of did that, although he did definitely look like a penguin. But the Telltale Batman games did a really good job, in my opinion. That it was just it was like almost his call sign. That's what he went by, was the Penguin. But he was more of just like a mob boss, which I think Colin Farrell could really sell. But who knows? Maybe they put him in a bunch of makeup or CGI, make him really look like the Penguin. But I like that casting. Another one is Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth, which same thing. Never even would have thought about it, but just kind of the notion of it and just the way this movie's been cast, I actually really like it.
Right.
It seems like a really risky casting, not because of the name, but just it's something I just never would have thought of him in that role. But I dig it now. And then the other one, which I just read to you for the first time before we came on, is that apparently my boy McConaughey is being considered for Harvey Dent. Which,
that's insane.
So, Brian, what do you think of those three rumored castings?
I mean, it sounds like a dream. Like, I can't believe the cast that's being put together for this movie. Obviously, if all these actors and actresses are signing on, that must mean the script's pretty good, I would imagine. And yeah, man, I think that this is a real resurgence for DC. You know, like we're on the upswing as DC fans.
A lot of these castings, they're really good. I constantly preach about how Rob Pattinson's getting an unfair, and he's getting an unfair reputation based on the Twilight, because everything he's done has been great, including The King, which I'll talk about in a minute. He plays the French prince. But Rob Pattinson as Batman, I've been a fan since the second I heard that. Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle, love it. Paul Dano, incredibly underrated actor.
Yeah.
I really like him cast as the Riddler more than I would have liked actually Jonah Hill. Jeffrey Wright, Commissioner Gordon, it's all things we said before, just awesome. But Colin Farrell and Andy Serkis, those are two. It's a really bold cast. It just really works. Something about this Batman would just feel so much more different than even like the Christopher Nolan movies. It just seems like they're purposely trying to go in a different direction. Kind of like what you asked before we came on, is are they just going with like the Arkham storyline? And I don't know for sure, but the fact that we're gonna have what it looks like is 3, potentially 4 villains in one movie, I'm here for that also. I really like that. I don't know how many movies they've been greenlit for, but even if we get one where they just go balls to the wall with 3-4 different villains where Batman's just fighting like a night in Gotham type thing, I like it a lot.
Yeah, man, me too. I cannot wait till we start like getting, pictures of these actors like on the set and then the teasers. Like, man, I want this to come out now. You know what I mean? I
think they officially start filming, I think it's in January. It's either January or like late winter. And I don't know if that means that the setting is going to be around, because I think like Batman Year One and the Arkham Origins video game will take place like during like Christmas time.
Right.
Don't quote me on Batman Year One. I know the Arkham Origins video game does, and I actually really like the Arkham Origins video game. But it's like setting was like his first night out as Batman, and just all this shit goes awry. So, the more once we start getting that first picture is going to be the big one. The first one of Pattinson in the Batsuit is going to be the big one. Especially, I'm curious what kind of Batsuit they give him too, because I doubt they're going to go the same route with the Affleck one, since this movie has no ties to any of that. And I wonder if they'll give him more of like the Arkham suit, or they'll go more comic-y. I don't know, but I'm really excited for everything coming for this.
Yeah, man, it's going to be great. And yeah, I can't wait till they put it as DLC in Arkham Knight, so I can download the suit and pretend to be Robert Pattinson's Batman with that.
They're still coming out DLCs for that game, which is insane.
Such a good game.
But also, I mean, not to kind of get off topic, apparently there's rumors for another Arkham Batman game as well.
I'd be up for it. I like them. I mean, I think they are pretty quality. Obviously, let's not get too off track. I was going to start talking about the Spider-Man game, but I'll reel it back. I think they're really good games, and if you're a fan of Batman and you're a gamer, go check those out if you haven't somehow.
Yes, absolutely. All right, yeah, and then to kind of wrap up our weekly news, I'm actually going to do a kind of quick review for a movie I've seen. I don't believe you've seen it, but it's straight to Netflix film, and that's The King. Just came out, I think, last weekend, starring Timothée Chalamet, Joel Edgerton. Very surprised. He was actually in the trailer, and I just guess I didn't catch him, but Ben Mendelsohn's in here. Rob Pattinson, as I had previewed earlier, Rob Pattinson is in here as like the sort of bad guy, as well as Sean Harris, who you know from the Mission Impossible franchise.
Right.
So I've pivoted now with my scoring. I am now going by the Letterboxd.
Okay, so you can keep it like consistent.
I am out of the 0 to 100, and I'm now on to a 0 to 5 stars. Okay. And I am officially giving this just 4 straight stars.
Okay.
I liked it. I think that the performances are really good. Timothée Chalamet was awesome. I thought Rob Pattinson as the French dude, some people complained that his accent was over the top. I didn't mind it. I thought he was really good. It just the story as a whole was very like bland. It's a very realistic take. It's set in like the 1400s, and it's very like dreary, and you're in England, and the English haven't like fully established themselves. as the real powerhouse. The Crusades, I believe, have already happened or going to happen. But Timothée Chalamet plays. He's called Hal in the movie, but he becomes King Henry V, and his father, played by Ben Mendelsohn, dies. It's all in the beginning, and then he basically goes to war with France, and it's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. I didn't mind the time. The acting performances are by far the highlights of this. Joel Edgerton, also really good. He co-wrote the script. 4 stars. It's good. It's a movie. It kind of just ends. Like there's a really big battle scene that I thought was really, really well done. It was very similar to Battle of the Bastards, that type of like trench, just man-on-man warfare. And I thought it was really, really well shot. The score is really good. We also have Thomasin McKenzie was also in this, who was in Jojo Rabbit.
Right.
She was only in there for like a scene, but she was as good as she always is. And yeah, I would recommend it to people that enjoy like period pieces, history films.
Right.
I enjoyed it. I can totally see why a lot of people are very like it's mediocre, and I would probably put it a little bit above mediocre, but it was good, not great. I think it definitely could have been better, but for a straight to Netflix movie and a movie I just decided to throw on one night, I really liked it. And Timothée Chalamet, who is going to be who's going to be starring in the new Dune series that is going to be directed by Denis Villeneuve, however you say his last name,
right?
Which has like the greatest cast ever. I'm not going to go through that right now.
No, right.
But I'm really high on him. I liked him a lot, and we've only seen him really in things like Lady Bird, with the Call Me by Your Name. So Timothée Chalamet coming up in my book, but the movie as a whole, 4 stars. Nothing. It's above average for me, but I can see why a lot of people are basically saying it's an average movie. I liked it a lot more than The Outlaw King, though. Chris Pine.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. I stopped watching The Outlaw King halfway through. Like, I'll get back to this, and I've still yet to get back to it. Like 5 months later. So
I mean, I recommend The King. I think it's a movie that if you have a chance to watch it. I thought it went by pretty quickly. Like I said, its story is just it's there, and then the movie kind of just ends in the end. And I actually wasn't. It was, I guess, a testament to how well it was paced. When I realized that it was ending, I had checked the time. I'm like, holy shit, it's already been 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Right.
So on Netflix, The King, Timothée Chalamet, check it out. I don't know if it would be nominated for any Oscars. The cinematography was outstanding. Like wherever they filmed, I don't know if they filmed in England or Scotland or wherever they were, but it was really, really well shot. So
awesome. So with that, are you ready to get into Jojo Rabbit?
I am ready to get into Jojo Rabbit.
All right. So non-spoiler review first. Take it away.
2019's Jojo Rabbit, directed by Taika Waititi, stars. Oh, let me get down because I don't know the new kids' names. Roman Griffin Davis is the star. He plays Jojo. Thomasin McKenzie, also the star. She plays Elsa, the Jewish girl that his mother, Scarlett Johansson, is hiding. Obviously, it's Taika Waititi as Adolf, Sam Rockwell, Rebel Wilson, Alfie Allen, Stephen Merchant, and the star of the fucking movie, Archie Yates, who played Jojo's younger friend, Yorkie. This came out either 2 weekends ago or 3 weekends ago. We don't know for sure when this exactly came out, but I loved it. I thought it was just a really heartfelt movie. It was a different take on an otherwise dreary topic that we've seen with a bunch of World War II movies. It's satire. Everybody knows that going into this.
Right.
I really thought they did a great job with Hitler. They didn't make it where it was too goofy. You know what I mean? Like, obviously it was silly with a lot of the things they did because, like, the Nazis as a whole, like, their rituals and all that were incredibly fucking stupid. And Nazis suck, and they definitely don't shy away from saying Nazis fucking suck. But
right.
I really enjoyed this movie. You leave the theater feeling good, and when, like, most other movies that would take on this topic, you really wouldn't feel good.
Right.
But I really liked it. Thomasin McKenzie, she is one of the best actresses in Hollywood, and I say this every time we talk about really good actors. But she's young, she's really good. She was in what the fuck was that movie with? She was in a movie with oh man, I gotta look up. Now it's gonna bother me. She was in the movie. What is his name? It had like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes last year, or 99. Leave No Trace with what is his name? This is terrible radio. I can't believe
okay.
I'm forgetting his name.
Leave No Trace. Ben Foster?
Ben Foster. There we go. Yes, thank you. I beat you to
No
it.
problem.
Where she was really good in that last year. I think she was nominated for an Oscar. She was definitely, I think, nominated for a Golden Globe. Either way, she's great in this movie. Scarlett Johansson's also good. Sam Rockwell also good as ever. I'm basically recapping myself, but I'm giving this 4.5 stars. I really liked it. Brian, what did you think? Now that I'm done my rambling.
Yeah, man. I think, like you said, a funny movie about a difficult topic handled extremely well. Everyone in it's great. Sam Rockwell is hilarious in this film. And like you said, Archie Yates, also very, very funny. The two leads, Roman Griffin Davis, and how do you say her name? Thomasin McKenzie?
Thomas and McKenzie, yep.
Thomasin McKenzie. I actually wasn't too familiar with her. But I thought she was great. Scarlett Johansson turned in a solid performance, and Taika Waititi as Hitler. Holy shit, dude. That was hilarious. And just a great movie. I don't know anyone who's seen it who didn't like it. My theater was pretty packed and everyone was laughing, having a good time. I would definitely suggest checking this one out if it looks like it appeals to you at all.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is going to be on the fence come Oscar season. I think Thomasin McKenzie has a shot to maybe be nominated for Best Supporting Actress. I think that's probably pretty much it. I don't know if Sam Rockwell really did much. Everybody who played the role was awesome. Stephen Merchant, there was a whole scene with him that is both intense and hilarious. But the three shining stars for me are Roman Griffin Davis, Thomasin McKenzie, and my boy Archie Yates. Archie Yates, every time he was on the screen, I just had a smile on my face. Those kids are just like the cutest fucking kids ever. And they both him and Roman Griffin Davis's first films. And I just thought they were great. But yeah, check it out. 4 stars from me. What did you give it?
Oh, this is an 8 out of 10 for me, so pretty much
10.
the same. It's so good. Taika Waititi.
4.5. Sorry.
That's all right. Taika Waititi is a master of comedy, straight up. He's so good. Every scene he was in is hilarious, and the movie as a whole was very fun and very funny. So yeah, definitely go see this, everyone, because I want Hollywood, especially Disney, now that they own Fox, to make movies like this, take risks.
Yes, that's the other thing. This is a technically Disney movie, which is interesting. And I remember Disney execs were worried that people would go and stumble into this movie thinking that it was like a Disney movie.
Right, yeah.
Be completely shocked by what was going on. All right, yeah, man, I'm ready to get into spoilers. Shout out Brian Wong, who will now be leaving this podcast if he hasn't already.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you soon. So this was a sad movie, a painful movie at times, but also funny and heartfelt and hopeful. It was a trip, man.
So it actually took a really dark turn. I didn't see his mother getting killed at all.
No.
I didn't see Scarlett Johansson getting killed at all. And at first I thought it wasn't going to be her hanging at first, but when he gives the double look, that's when I thought he was going to realize it wasn't her, but it sure was. And it kind of it really just happens out of nowhere, which I guess that's how shit went down back then during World War II and the fucking Nazis. Like, they were just killing people left and right. I was confused though. Was she like a spy?
I think she was just helping with resistance and hiding, Jewish people and that kind of stuff.
Because they had Elsa. She mentioned that Scarlett Johansson had told her that Jojo's dad was also helping out with the cause right now. Like, was that just to have Jojo feel better, or that's kind of that was like really the only thing I left sort of confused about. But at the same time, I don't think I was really supposed to read that much into it.
No, I think he abandoned the Nazis and went over to the resistance. Is what happened with him.
Yep.
And yeah, same with her. They were not about that Nazi life, whatever, at all. Whereas he's a little fanatic at the beginning of this movie. But I thought it was really well done. All the dancing and the highlighting of her shoes, I was kind of what is this? Like, why are we doing these shots or whatever?
Yep.
But then when it like paid off, I was just like, holy shit, that's heartbreaking. That's such a good way to do it too.
And it pretty much comes right after the most hot and cold scene of the entire movie for me. And I mean that by it was both incredibly serious and nerve-wracking while also being hilarious. And that was obviously the scene when the Gestapo came to the house.
Right.
When they all were saying Hail Hitler, and everybody that said it said it to everybody else in the room,
Yeah.
which was so fucking stupid. It was so funny because at the same time, that's exactly what these dumb fucking Nazis did. They were like, "Oh, Hail Hitler," for like 5 minutes whenever you read a group. I thought it was hilarious, but at the same time, that scene was so nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And especially when Elsa popped out. I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ, what is she doing? And they purposely, I'm assuming they purposely made her look like Jojo's sister the whole time. Because even when they showed the pictures, I'm like, I don't know, that kind of looks like the same person to me. And then I was kind of wondering, too, was Elsa going to end up just being another figment of his imagination, like Hitler was?
Right.
Obviously, that was not the case. But that scene as a whole, Steve Merchant, man, he's so good. And he was really good in the head of the Gestapo role there.
Right.
But it was a weird change for me, and I don't mean this in a bad way at all, because the movie went from being incredibly funny to like, oh shit,
right,
let's not forget we're in Nazi Germany right now.
Yeah, it was.
It was just really well done for like it was the way that he was able to balance kind of seriousness and comedy. It was I thought it was pretty much as well as he could have done it with the subject.
Yeah, and the end of the movie when he kicks Hitler out of his house, that was really funny. He's like, "Fuck off, Hitler," or something like that.
He tells him to fuck off and he kicks out the window. Yeah, that whole I thought the final act was really good. It like Rebel Wilson sticking a grenade in one of the kids and telling him to go hug like a U.S. soldier. It was just like you're right. Rebel Wilson was another like she was very funny in this. When she's talking about how her uncle was mind tricked by a Jew and all that, and how he was mind tricked into helping out the Jews. It's so silly, but at the same time, it's how these people thought. Like it's both a satirical take, but it's like a real life take on how they thought.
Right.
It was so much more serious than the result in the deaths of millions of people. But I don't know. This is a movie where I think like the boomer crowd, shout out boomers. I think they're gonna have a tough time with this based on the comedy, but it's less serious than what Death of Stalin was, even though Death of Stalin was incredibly silly. But that type of movie, for particularly like our generation, I think it's something I'm here for to see a lot more of, you know. Yeah. And Taika Waititi, he's must watch now for everything he does. Like he really is. He was the way he directed this and wrote it, and I guess it was based on a novel, which I didn't realize, but the way he directed it, just his balance between serious and funny, and you know, in the end, it's a lighthearted, it's a feel good movie, but at the same time, it really is true. And I actually watched an interview with him and Stephen Merchant after, where he was saying, you know, the importance of this was, you know, I want to make you laugh, but at the same time, it's to make sure we don't forget about the shit that went down in the 1940s and World War II, and to make sure we don't repeat it. And obviously, white supremacy probably feels more comfortable now than ever, in both the United States and the world. And you know, you still have fucking losers that are still doing this Nazi bullshit. Right. And I don't think they'll ever win. But movies like this are important. Where it's funny, but at the same time, shit like this happen. People like this took control of a country, like dumb fucking people like this. And you know, it's obviously foreshadowing something else going on. But I really enjoyed it. I got a little nervous at first when I saw some of the scores on Rotten Tomatoes were really bringing it down. But this was pretty much exactly the movie I wanted it to be. It was really well done. The two kids are so fucking cute, especially when Yorkie, where towards the end of the movie where they're in the battle. Yep. And Yorkie's just handling this giant machine gun and all that. And then you don't see there's a big explosion. You don't see Yorkie again. And then Jojo's just walking down the street. There's just Yorkie in the street, just in like a tank top and like ruined clothes. He's like, I thought you were dead. He's like, I don't think I can die.
Yeah, that was so good. I'm gonna go home and cuddle with my mom or whatever.
Yes, yeah. Just after seeing him carry a giant machine gun and like a fucking bazooka and all that, it was just so funny. It was just, like shit like that. It was hilarious. That kid Yorkie, kid that played Yorkie, was just so fucking funny. He just lit up the street every time he was on there. Like his like perfect little like English accent and all that. It was so funny. It was really well cast. Like it was a perfect cast. And then Alfie Allen and Sam Rockwell, their characters just being fucking ridiculous. Yeah. And he finally at the end of the movie like put like the feathers and all that shit on his costume, on his outfit. It was just fucking hilarious. The
most like fabulous Nazi uniform of all time, just blowing in the wind dramatically at the end.
Said like Rebel. I thought every time Rebel Wilson talked, I laughed. Yeah. And I'm not necessarily the biggest Rebel Wilson fan, but I thought she did a really great job in this movie. That was the other thing too. I thought everybody did a really, really good job.
Yes.
I think the only person that really probably has a chance of being nominated is Thomasin McKenzie. I don't think Takai will get it for Adolf just because it was so ridiculous and he really wasn't on the screen that much. But even the scenes with Adolf where he's talking with his mom and she's dancing. They're like the dam or whatever. Like you see Adolf in the background with like his binoculars and all that.
Yeah. Fucking so funny. Oh man, it's great. I really enjoyed this movie. Jenny gives it her seal of approval as well. She thought it was great.
Everybody I talked to that's seen it has liked it. It's definitely in the top 10 for me this year. I guess if I'm rating it on my 0 to 100 scale, it's probably at like an 89 to 100 or 89 to or 90, or like between those two. I still, nothing has knocked off Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I don't think anything will. But got a couple movies to see this year, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I just really hope that people go and see this, and it lets people make kind of risky movies like this, you know what I mean?
When Disney acquired Fox, there was like rumblings that this movie was actually going to get axed or sold off to something like Netflix like that or like that, because Disney was nervous about having a movie tied in with Nazis. And there are going to be people who see the trailer or see the poster, they're like, oh, they're making light of Nazi Germany and Hitler and all that shit, which can confirm they're not. I was reading an interview that Taika Waititi had, and Taika Waititi's Jewish, and they were talking about, isn't it weird for you to be playing Hitler, like this one of the greatest monsters of our civilization? That's a weird sentence to say, but one of the greatest monsters in Earth's history. And he said, no, like what's a bigger fuck you to Hitler than to have a Jew playing him? Like it's true.
And he's just like taking the piss out of him in every scene. Like, making him a ridiculous caricature, just so good.
Kind of what you're saying, it's important for people to see this movie. It's that we can no longer be scared of groups like this, of like these fucking losers, which is exactly what the Nazis were. Unfortunately, the Nazis were just able to cause significant damage, and obviously we don't want that happening in our country either. And so really one of the best ways to combat this is by turning them into like the joke they are.
Right.
And the satirical movies like this, Taika Waititi as a whole, he's just must see now. And I think Thor is helping him become more mainstream. This is definitely helping him become more mainstream, where he's no longer like this cult director. He's now getting these big jobs. Clearly, if he's starring, he's going to be starring in probably the biggest show of 2019 with The Mandalorian.
Right.
He's also going to be directing the finale, which is fucking awesome now that I know that. So
yeah, and we got Thor: Love and Thunder on the horizon as well.
I don't know about on the horizon, but it's coming out at some point.
It's coming. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, anything you want to add before we get on out of here?
No, that's pretty much it. Obviously, like we were talking about, tomorrow we're going to be recording Better Radio. I'm really excited for that. This is my first time actually meeting Liam. I think that's crazy. I think Ben will be on the show also, if I remember I talk correctly. And
we're gonna do a two-parter. One focusing on Dylan, one focusing on Ben. Just the four of us all hanging out, having a good time, shooting the breeze. It'll be fun.
I want to bring some sort of shtick with me to the show when we do the show. Like I was at first just gonna bring like this giant bottle of vodka and this mixer, and I was just gonna make drinks for you guys the whole time.
I'm down to drink.
But I guess we'll see like that. But yeah, your interview with tomorrow went really well.
Yeah, it was fun. His shtick was those glasses.
Yes. Porn director Tamor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a great interview. You guys should listen to that. I really like what Better Radio has going right now. Honestly, I've
Me too.
enjoyed several of your recent shows.
It's an interesting show because there's nothing like really propelling it to like where people outside of random like YouTube people would stumble upon it. It's just kind of like a fun side project to do right now.
I mean, one of the big things too, I'm really looking forward to going on and discussing things other than movies.
Right, exactly.
Because obviously I love talking about movies, but it's gonna be cool to be able to get on there and kind of just shoot the shit.
Yeah.
And participate with other people from the channel. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. We're gonna do that tomorrow. Like we said, you and Ben are gonna be recording the Rick and Morty podcast on Tuesday.
Yeah, I can't believe that's back already.
I'm sorry, on Monday, and then we're gonna be doing The Mandalorian on Tuesday. So barring
busy couple of days for me.
Yep, and then we still have to see The Lighthouse. I really want to see. We have The Irishman coming out.
Yeah, we got to figure out when we're gonna go see that.
I think we might have to wait until Netflix, based on my understanding of how it's been released.
Disappointing, but also my bladder thanks you.
There's something else that's coming out this weekend. Ford versus Ferrari. That's a movie I really want to go see and talk about because that will be an Oscar contender. And,
right.
So Matt Bale and Christian Damon. Matt Bale.
Right.
Christian Damon.
Yep.
Christian Bale and Matt Damon. Two guys that I consider must-see actors as well. So that comes out next week, and I really like to talk about that. But yeah, man, I'm excited. It's here. This is the time we've been talking about and preparing for, and we've had our little hiatus, and it's over now. So
yeah, everybody, get ready to have a ton of content coming to your ears from Wicked Get Everything.
Yep.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you want more, make sure you check out the main channel at youtube.com/wickedeverything, on Twitch at twitch.tv/wickedeverything. I will actually be streaming with Jenny also Monday at least, and Friday, in anticipation of Pokemon Sword and Shield coming out on Twitch. So make sure you check that out. As if I needed more to do this week. And yeah, make sure you check us out on Twitter at WG Everything, on Instagram at Wicked Get Everything. Dylan, where can they find you online?
DJ Clubberlang on Twitter, as well as Letterboxd. Those are the only two things I need you to follow me. I don't need you to follow me on any of my other personal accounts. Thank you.
And yeah, you can find me on Twitter at the Fake BMarless, BMARR. We have tons of fun shows on this channel. That's, of course, Wicked Good Podcasts. And make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes at Wicked Show. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening.
Make sure you check out Better Radio as Brian plays us off with the drums.
Yeah. Oh man. Bye guys. See you soon.
Peace.